everybody. Welcome back to Screenstars. Welcome to another PlayStation review. Today's review is for Airborne Kingdom on PlayStation 4. However, the footage you are seeing is from me playing it on my PlayStation 5. Now, what is Airborne Kingdom? Well, this is another city building game with a slight difference. The difference here is, and the clue's in the title, your city or your kingdom is airborne. The story kind of goes, and it's very light on story, as these city building games generally tend to be. But you have rediscovered the technology to kind of build your city in the skies. So you start off very, very small with a very, very small community, and it is up to you to build your kingdom and explore the lands in order to expand your kingdom, get new resources, and so on and so forth. Now, as city building games go, this one is actually really quite good, I have to say. I'm having a pretty good time with this one. It's nicely put together. It's got a lovely aesthetic to it. It's got almost like a Middle Eastern feel to it. It's like the architecture is almost like Turkish, and it's almost got like a Prince of Persia type feel. Like flying carpets, all that kind of stuff. So it's got this really nice aesthetic to it. It's got this quite relaxing music playing throughout. However, if it is one of those games where there's nothing you're gonna miss in regards to story beats or anything like that. It's just basically almost like really chilled out music playing throughout. So if you want to play this game listening to your Spotify list, you can go ahead and do it. You're not going to miss anything because there's no speech to speak of here other than a little intro early in the game. So what do you do with this game? Well, like I say, you build your city up from the ground up. And you do that by collecting resources. Now, what you need to do early on is you need to start building some houses for your people in the city to live. And then you need to build a hangar. And then on the ground, there are a number of resources that you're going to need in order to expand your kingdom. So you're going to need things like wood. So you're going to need clay. You're going to need coal, you're going to need food, you're going to need water. So as you fly across the map, and you could do that quite easily just by clicking where you want to go, and your city will head in that direction. And you could just kind of put your cursor over the resources on the ground, click them, and if you've got a hangar with the planes, then they will jump in the hangar, the people in the city fly down and collect the resources that you need. Now, as city building games go, it follows the rules quite closely as to what you would expect for a city building game. And by that I mean, as you're collecting resources, you're going to need to expand your storage. You're going to need extra storage for your water, your wood, your coal, your clay, all that kind of stuff. So you got to keep expanding as the city grows. But also another nice little mechanic that it's got going on here is you've got to think about balance basically with this city. So if you build it too top heavy on one end, it'll tilt over. So you've got to kind of expand the city quite evenly, so that it kind of balances itself out. Otherwise, it's just going to basically collapse. And another thing you need to do is you are restricted initially as to in regards to how much lift you've got. So you will eventually get to the point where you're going to need to kind of get blueprints for new things to research, to add to your city to give it more lift, like new propellers and things like that. Now, you get these blueprints and things like that from settlements. There are small settlements scattered throughout the lands. Some of the small settlements, you can recruit people to your city. And the bigger settlements, you can get quests from them. And they are really very basic quests. Don't get excited. It's like basically trying to find things that have gone missing for the most part. So the settlements, big settlements, small settlements. And the big settlements will also sell you blueprints. And they will accept diamonds for these blueprints, but you will find diamonds on the map. You can send people down to search through through relics to find treasure, and then you can buy blueprints from the larger settlements to continually upgrade your city. So you're going to need to build like an academy to research things. you're going to need to build a farm to, make sure that you're generating your own food, all this kind of stuff. So you keep expanding, so on and so forth. And you've got to make sure you keep balancing it as you're expanding it. What I like about this game is it kind of forces you to build slowly, because it takes a while for you to kind of get the resources that you need to expand certain areas. So it kind of forces you to take your time. And a lot of these city building games I don't generally play on like the fast forward, but with this one, quite a lot of the times you're going to need to, because it'll go big chunks with nothing happening. You'll just basically fly. You find yourself flying around the map looking for resources the first early hours of this game, and then slowly but surely you will start expanding and getting better resources to build better things on your city. And you can also customize your city, but you will need to find like pallets down on the ground. It's almost like it's like a little small settlement again, but these small settlements, or some of them at least, will give you like new customizable options for your city, so you can make certain buildings, pathways and everything look slightly different. You can research lamps and all this kind of stuff to lighten up the city. You've got to basically keep your population happy as well. If you start running out of food and water, they'll basically do one, quite a lot of them. So it all balances it out quite well, and it's a really chilled out experience, this game. A lot of city building games I've played, well, sometimes you'll rush through the early 5 hours of the game and then realise you've made a critical area and you kind of come to a dead end. This game, because it's so slow in its approach, forces you to build slowly, and it kind of forces you to learn the mechanics slowly. So it's pretty good in the sense of I haven't yet put a foot wrong here. It's just taken me a while to kind of figure out, okay, what do I need clay for? What do I need quartz for? What do I need this resource for? And then slowly but surely you're given access to new blueprints to research, to expand your city. And when you get these new blueprints, you're thinking, right, okay, that's where that is. And you start understanding the mechanics of the game slowly as they unlock themselves to you. So that's one thing I really do like about this game. The game modes that you've got to play around with here are really quite basic. There's no multiplayer. You've got basically like a campaign mode. You've got New Game Plus when you complete the campaign mode, which I haven't yet. And you've got like a creative mode where everything is unlocked and you can just let your imagination run wild. I think I paid, was it around £12-13 for this in the UK? It's a very, very cheap game. It's nicely put together. If you do like these creative games and you do like these city building games, this is a really, really nice budget price. It's got a lovely aesthetic to it. Everything works. And I promise you, if these are the sort of games you like to play, you're going to get a nice, relaxed experience here, and everything will pretty much make sense to you. So I'm going to give this one a pretty solid 7 out of 10. Definitely worth picking up for the price, and fans of city building games out there, I think you're going to have a pretty good time with this one. So I hope you found this review useful. Thank you very much for watching, and of course I will be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.